Right, this is the skills test. In my opinion, one of the toughest and most nerve-wracking tests on the whole competition. What is it you're going to get them to do?
Today, I would like them to make us some coconut twirls, and then use those twirls to decorate 3 quenelles of chantilly cream.
Well, this is lovely. Kicking right off with something sweet and sticky. Come on then, chef. Show me how it's done.
Let's do it. Twill mix is made up of desiccated coconut, egg whites and sugar. Because they're very limited in time, we've weighed the ingredients out for them.
How long they got to do this?
They've got 15 minutes to do this. Where they could go wrong with this twill is because there's egg whites in there. If they tend to whisk that too much, it's going to aerate it, and then the twill will tend to puff up quite a bit. You just fold it through, get everything combined, and then that's it. And spread it out, really pack it together.
I tell you what, this is ridiculously delicate.
They're going to have to create their shapes from nothing, so they're going to have to be as creative as possible. Now they need to go in the oven for about 8 minutes. While that's cooking, I'm going to whisk up my chantilly cream. So I've got some cream in there, some vanilla pod, and a bit of icing sugar.
So chantilly's done?
Chantilly's done.
Ah.
Twirls can be very finicky, especially with sugar. They tend to go very solid very quickly. There's a fine line where you need to get them out and work with them. So if they do set, get them back in the oven for a few seconds.
Aye, that's a clever trick. I don't know whether our chefs are going to think about bending them. Can you hurry up so I can eat them? Very tricky, very tricky. One-handed quenelle. How clever are you? Ah. Ah.
There you go, Greg. 3 different shapes of twirl with quenelled chantilly cream.
Beautiful, but very challenging. They're going to have dexterous fingers and good timing.
I realise it's challenging, but we can't make it too easy, can we?
Should we get them in? Let them have a go?
Looking forward to it.
First up is 24-year-old head chef Marcus. In his first test, his excellent strawberry and ginger cheesecake was let down by some poor presentation.
Obviously, the first day I was a little bit down, and I was thinking to myself, right, I need to like, pull my finger out a little bit. So today I'm ready to go.
Hello, Marcus.
Right.
Make us 3 differently shaped coconut twirls. While they're in the oven, make us some chantilly cream, 3 quenelles, and then use your twirls to decorate the quenelles.
You ready?
Ready.
Okay.
15 minutes, you know what your job is? Off you go, chef. How they looking?
Yeah, not too bad.
Good. Halfway. Okay, 7.5 minutes left. Not crisp enough yet, is it?
No, a bit longer. Just another minute or so.
You know what you're doing, don't you, Marcus?
Yeah.
Stick with it, you'll be all right. Give me something, make it abstract, whatever, give me something.
You've got a minute to go. You done?
Marcus, the skill was to make me 3 different shapes. We definitely have 3 different shapes. Not the kind of shapes I was kind of hoping for, Marcus, but I did enjoy watching you work. Where you went wrong with your twills, I think we both know they were too thick.
Yeah, yeah.
And the piece here that is cooked, it's lovely, it's crunchy, it's thin. This is how it should be. Quenelles, lovely and sweet. The vanilla comes through. It's a smooth mix. It's not lumpy. There's positives here. All is not lost.
They're not quite crisp enough, but I'll tell you what, absolutely delicious, brilliant chantilly, lovely. Off you go. Still shaking his head.
Bless him.
I'm actually gutted because, you know, I do them a lot, and I knew it was too thick. If I had it again, I'd probably nail it. I would. I would. So I'm kicking myself a bit, but, you know, there's positives there, but the main skill I didn't do right.
28-year-old sous chef Matt works in a Sheffield hotel. His first dish, an experimental strawberry and quinoa rice pudding, was a disaster.
I'm coming with the attitude of I need to smash it. You need to show the judges that I have got something and I can go far in this competition.
3 different types of twill shapes, using to decorate 3 quenelles of chantilly. Okay?
15 minutes, off you go, chef.
Okay. Better than ginger. How long have we got left?
You've had less than 5 minutes, man.
You're going to put more in?
Yeah, I'm going to try and get some more.
Okay, well, you've still got some coconut and some sugar there if you need to use it, yeah? That was all weighed out for you.
You've got 5 minutes left, okay?
You're going to have to get a move on, Matt. Come on, get him in. Keep your cool, Matt. Yeah? If the ones in the oven don't cook in time, do not waste the ones you've got out of the oven, yeah?
Two minutes. Are you done?
Sorry.
Listen, your plate could have a little bit more love and care. Your canals here is not acceptable, is it? You would never serve that. But the whole problem from you starts from the beginning, your nerves. You just could not get those under wraps, okay?
I wouldn't be very happy if that was served up to me. It's not so much the shape of the twills, it's that there's white bits that aren't toasted.
The problem with your first twills was there's not enough coconut or sugar in there to hold. So they're very thin. And then the second attempt would have been much better had you the time to then cook them. However, you know, you've given us something, you've not completely given up. I admire the fact you tried to get a second batch in the oven. You did try again to save the situation.
Yeah. Thank you, Matt. Off you go. Not great, was it?
It's so frustrating because I've made twills before and it's just the pressure and the nerves that just take over it. It's like that you're possessed and you do something that you can't control.
Next up is self-taught junior sous chef, Lindsay. Last round, her mille feuilles in a strawberry soup didn't meet Greg and Monica's standards.
I understand my weaknesses, understand my strengths, but if someone tells me that's wrong, I don't like to make the same mistake twice. So I feel like I made my first mistake and that's it. I'm not allowing any more mistakes.
Ingredients are there for the coconut twill. They've been measured out for you. You have the stuff here for your chantilly, all right?
Trying to remember how to make a twill.
You must have done, Parmesan twills.
Yeah.
You know, still the same sort of technique.
Okie doke.
You've got 15 minutes. I want me twills. Off you go. You've had 5, Lindsay.
5 minutes. I have to put some more in, is that right?
If you want,
Yeah.
you've got time, get a move on.
You're halfway. You've got 7.5 minutes left.
Three quenelles.
Yeah. $60 seconds left.
Come on, Lindsay, give us anything.
Good. All done?
Yeah.
Lindsay, has it been a while since you worked in pastry?
Yeah, quite a while.
Quite a while. You know, just looking at it, did it all gone a bit wrong for you today? Is it? I really don't get why you've cut this off and placed it on the cream. Come on, Lindsay.
Your chantilly quenelles are too sweet. I've got a very sweet tooth. I can handle it. Most people wouldn't be able to. And it's a shame about your twirls. Lovely, lovely toasty coconut flavour in there, but there's no shapes.
Twills haven't worked. Reason number one is you're whisking it too much. It was aerating your mix. Okay, so it was puffing up. If it was right, it would be lovely and crispy, like you can see in the end there.
Yeah, I'm a bit disappointed. Pastry's not the strongest section of mine. Give me a bit of meat and fish and I'm all over it, so...
Lindsay, I believe that every professional chef needs more time in the pastry section. Now and then it's essential. You need to get back in there and get back with your basics.
Lindsay, thank you very much. Off you go. That's not good. I mean, what on earth was that?
There was mistakes made, could have done better. A couple of bits where my mind just went, I just I'd chuck that on there. But, yeah, mixed emotions really.
Last up is 23-year-old chef de partie, Luke, whose great love is Asian food. He stood out in the first round with his watercress sagaloo with onion bhaji.
The skills test sends shivers down my back. They're going to be scrutinising every move you make today, and that is daunting, very daunting.
Okay, Luke. 15 minutes, old son. Off you go. Good lad. You're halfway. 7.5 minutes left. Three minutes. 90 seconds, Luke. I think you're going to have to try and get them off the baking sheet.
Yeah. Go on.
Put it on. Time's up. That's it.
Luke, I have to say, your canals were wonderful. I like the fact that you went back and changed the one you weren't happy with. Yep. Okay.
I'd like some better shaped twills with my dessert, but apart from that, mate, that's my only complaint.
Listen, look, you know, I've seen 4 plates of these twills, and yours is not the worst, okay? So, it's a bit of positive there, isn't there?
Not a bad effort. Off you go, Luke. I like him. He's a good lad.
I feel that 15 minutes was the longest 15 minutes in my entire life. Tough, nerve-wracking, but I'm over the moon. I'm very happy.
This is the skills test over. And next, these four are going to have to face Michel and his classic recipe test.
Greg, if some of these chefs don't pick it up now, they are going to struggle when they see Michel.
The classic recipe that I want the chefs to cook today is a beer soup. A soup made with beer and served with choux buns flavoured with cheese and ham. This soup dates back hundreds of years. In fact, sometimes it was even served as a breakfast. It's bitter and sweet and invigorating. The first job is to cook the onions for the beer soup. And some butter. They have to be soft and sweet with only a hint of colour. If there's too much colour on the onion, it's starting to go bitter. And bitter onions with bitter beer makes for a bitter soup. Once the onions have softened, we add a little bit of brown sugar. Seasoning is very important, and especially in this soup, we want a little bit of a kick, so salt, pepper, and a bit of nutmeg. We then add the beer. You should always save a little bit for the chef. Once the beer is in, we add the breadcrumbs. The breadcrumbs are there to thicken the soup. So whilst that is cooking, we can start on our choux pastry. I learned how to make choux pastry when I was an apprentice. I expect every chef worth his pinch of salt to know the recipe by heart. The milk and the butter into the pan. That melts with the sugar and the salt. Bring that quickly to a boil. And now, the flour. This is skills that all chefs should know. It's classic skills. It's a real workout. You've got to mix and mix and mix, and quickly. You could do it by machine, but I always think it's much better by hand. You get a real feel for the choux pastry. Into a piping bag. Each one should be identical. They've got to be round, perfectly formed, and dainty. But big enough to fill, because you want to get some nice filling in there. And then just a little bit of French Gruyere cheese to add some more flavour. Now into the oven. We need to make a mornay. No colour, we want a white sauce. Then whisk in the milk quickly to avoid lumps. The cheese is what makes this a mornay, otherwise it would be just a bechamel. Cheese and ham, for me, is the perfect accompaniment for a beer soup. I love choux pastry. So simple to make, but so easy to get wrong. Now I need to fill the choux buns with the mornay. Fill them generously. It's a tricky, delicate job. They must be brimming with this lovely cream. The soup has now been simmering away for about half an hour. We now need to add the creme fraiche. Final step for the soup, it needs to be passed through a fine sieve, just to make sure it's beautiful and silky smooth. All that's left now is to plate up and serve the soup. I love to finish the soup off with just a little hint of nutmeg and paprika, just to add another dimension. This is what I want the chefs to cook, the perfect beer soup and crispy, full choux buns. It looks exceedingly simple. I expect them to get it right. Welcome back to the MasterChef kitchens. You've all cooked for Monica and Greg and made an impression. Now you have to make an impression on me. For my classic recipe, I want you to cook une soupe à la bière et petits choux au fromage. That's a beer soup with choux buns filled with cheese. I've given you all the ingredients for the recipe, but not given you the measures. I expect professional chefs to know the quantities needed to make a choux pastry. You've got 1 hour to cook this beautiful dish. Let's see what you really are made of. Off you go.
To cook for Michelle Reed Jr. is great. It's something I've dreamed for years. Now I'm here doing it. I'm not going to balls it up.
Hi, Lindsay.
How you doing?
So where are you from?
Oh, from Chesterfield.
And do they make beer soup in Chesterfield?
They don't, but I'm sure they will after today.
Have you understood the method behind it?
Yeah, I think I'm all right with it.
And what about classics in general?
Never cooked a lot of classics, but I had a lot of classic methods drilled into me from when I started out.
This particular dish requires a Mornay sauce and a choux pastry.
Yep.
Are you all right with that?
Yep.
You know those recipes?
Yeah, I'm good with it.
So you want to prove yourself?
Oh, yeah.
Lindsay seems confident. I like what I'm seeing. I just hope the confidence is going to translate into a perfect beer soup and some beautiful little choux buns. You've had 15 minutes. Come on, keep it going.
I'm not worried at all about the recipe. Followed recipes before, even French classics. They've turned out all right, so hopefully I can pull it off today as well.
Right, Matt. Well versed in the classics?
To be honest, I think I'm an amateur to your French classics, but hopefully today I can pull it off.
How many years' experience have you got?
12.
12 years. My God, you don't look old enough.
That's because I had a shave.
Excellent. Good. You're here because you're ambitious, Matt, I'm sure. What really floats your boat?
I see myself winning MasterChef and getting my own restaurants and that.
Good on you. But first, you're going to have to impress me with a beer soup, choux pastry and a good morning.
Yeah, good, yeah. That's my plan anyway, okay.
Matt is portraying a very confident chef look, and he says he wants to win this. Matt's choux pastry looks dreadful. Halfway, guys. Your choux pastry should be in the oven by now. 30 minutes to go.
The French classics don't scare me. I think I'll be all right. If you don't know how to do it, think of something you've done similar, or just use your brain a little bit, and I think you'll be all right.
Marcus, what about this recipe? You ever come across beer soup before?
Something I haven't done before, but I feel quite confident with it.
Fantastic. So I'm going to have perfection here.
I hope so. I hope so.
You hope so?
Yeah.
I hope so. I like the way Marcus is cooking. Got his head down and really focused. Just seen the choux buns and they look great. Crispy, they look light, beautiful. He knows that I'm looking for refinement. They are lovely to look at. Lindsay said that she knew how to make choux pastry, but throw away her first batch. They were dreadful. Lindsay has got 20 minutes to make another batch. That is going to be cutting it very fine.
I've been classically trained, but as I've got a little bit older, it's not the route I've continued down. I like to think of myself as a bit of a spice man and something a bit different.
Luke?
Nice to meet you, Chef.
Nice to meet you. You're looking very confident.
I'm looking very confident. I'm not feeling very confident. I'd be lying to you if I said I knew the recipe off by heart.
You're honest, and you're using your chef's instincts.
Yeah.
Good. Do you know what I'm looking for in this beer soup?
I think you're looking for a strong beer flavour. It's got to be beery. The paprika, a little bit of a kick, which is right up my alley.
Yeah?
I like to think of myself as a bit of a spice man. That is where my heart lies now, and that's where I'm pushing towards.
You reckon you got what it takes?
I'm absolutely up for this, focused, and I want this more than anything.
Love it. Excellent. I like the look of Luke. He looks like a true professional, and he understands the classics. But Luke loves spicy food. Today is not about spice or strong flavours, it's about subtlety. 10 minutes, guys. 10 minutes of focus. Five minutes left. That's it. Finished. I asked you to cook une soupe à la bière et des petits choux au fromage. This soup has to be light and elegant, with the right balance of bitterness and sweetness. The choux buns should be light and airy, crispy on the outside and soft inside, with a beautiful silky Mornay sauce. Right, Luke, you're first. I like the fact that you've given me a little cheesy toast to go with it. I didn't ask for that, but it looks nice. It's a little addition. But the worry for me is that it's red, which tells me that you've really overdone it on the paprika.
Yes, chef. Yeah.
Yes, you do like spice, but let's not forget that the majority of customers may not like spice. So you've got to rein back on that.
Yes, chef.
However, the balance of bitter and sweetness is right. That tells me that you understand what a beer soup is all about. The choux bun's cakey, like cake texture. Whilst the texture is not of a choux bun, the taste really is. And the filling, really smooth and delicate. Good attempt. I think you're a good chef, Luke. I'm just a little bit worried about your love affair with spicing.
I'm a little bit disappointed, a bit heavy-handed, let it down a bit, but a solid round, but I've done a silly mistake really.
Right, Matt, you're next. Matt, I asked for choux buns. Are they choux buns?
No, they're not. Yes.
So what have we got? It looks like a cheese sandwich.
I just wanted to give you something, chef.
Your beer soup is ever so slightly too sweet. You've overcompensated with the sugar, but saying that, it's not unpleasant. I actually quite like it. Okay. Your failed choux buns look terrible, but you've turned out something that's actually edible. A cheesy pancake filled with a very good Mornay sauce. I think you're a very lucky chef. Thank you. Off you go.
I'm feeling a bit disappointed with the turnout of my choux buns. I knew they weren't bang on, but I didn't feel like I had time to make some more. So I basically used my initiative and made something else.
Right, Marcus, up you come. First off, Marcus, choux buns. They look lovely. They're crispy on the outside, golden, they've risen, they're the right size, so you can just pop them in your mouth. Very nice. Yes, Marcus. Choux buns are beautiful. The Mornay sauce inside, silky smooth, well seasoned, delicious. Well done. The beer soup is perfectly balanced with bitterness and sweetness. Well seasoned, smooth. It's just a little bit too much bread there, which makes it quite cloying. But that's a very good attempt, Marcus.
Thank you, Chef.
You were cooking with a big smile on your face. You've got an even bigger smile now.
I have indeed.
Off you go.
Yeah, I'm happy today so far. A little bit of weight's been lifted off my shoulders. The soup was a little bit too thick, but that's just me. So hopefully this afternoon I'll nail it 100%.
Lindsay, your turn. Lindsay, first off, no choux buns.
No,
What went wrong?
not enough experience in making choux pastry. Didn't serve them to you because they weren't good enough.
The Mornay sauce, instead of putting it in the choux bun, I can see you've put a big spoon of it in the soup with a few bits of the ham on top there. I think it works. It looks nice. It's just a shame there's no choux buns to go with it. The consistency of the soup is right. It's smooth. It's not too rich or cloying. It's well seasoned. There's enough salt and pepper. The Mornay sauce is really good. It's silky smooth. It's seasoned properly. And the addition of paprika on the top is really good. There are great things here. But it's a little bit too beery. So you've not put quite enough sugar and too much of the beer. I defy anybody to finish off that plate because it's far, far too strong in beer. It's not a bad effort, Lindsay, but is not bad good enough.
Thank you. I tried to blag it, wing it, made it up. It didn't work.
You are now going to cook your own classic recipe. I'm expecting perfection. Tried and tested, showing off your skills. After this, Monica and I will be deciding which one of you goes home. This is your last chance. 1 hour to cook the classic recipe of your choice. Off you go. A couple of our chefs have got a lot to prove. A lot. Oh, Lindsay looked confident at first, and actually, she's just fell apart. She's got it all to play for in the next.
I've chosen my classic dish because it was something different. I wanted to take one thing and interpret it into another. I wanted to show all the skills that are involved in being a great chef on one plate.
Right, Lindsay.
Hi.
What classic dish are you cooking?
I'm doing my take on a surf and turf. I'm doing a pan-fried fillet of beef with tempura oyster, pickled Giraud mushrooms, roasted Jerusalem artichoke puree, and a port and Madeira red wine sauce.
Is this a tried and tested dish? You've done it before?
No, not done it before.
Never?
Never.
I'm the guinea pig.
You are.
That doesn't really fill me with joy or confidence.
I'm confident.
Yeah?
I'm confident in the flavours and confident in my ability to be able to deliver it. And I think it'll work.
Well, I'm a fan of beef and oyster together, so hopefully this will work for you.
Fingers crossed.
Lindsay's classic is a play on surf and turf, so she's cooking a fillet of beef, serving it with oysters deep fried in a beignet. Beef and oysters can work really well, but they should be complementing each other. But she says she's never actually cooked this dish before, and that really does worry me. Now is not the time to try a new dish. If you want that place in the next round, it should be a tried and tested dish, a dish that you've done before.
If I get this right, I think the dish is going to be great.
You've had 20 minutes. I'm not sure about that. If he was just lucky. We shall see when he cooks his classic recipe.
My classic dish is a take on a British classic. Hopefully Michelle will be impressed the way I deliver it, and hopefully the execution will really impress him.
Matt, what are you smoking? It smells lovely.
I'm smoking some feta and some peppermint tea.
Peppermint tea?
Yeah.
So you're burning the peppermint tea, and that's just...
Yeah, it's just taking a slight smoke on.
Wonderful. So what is the dish?
I'm doing a take on a British classic, lamb and mint, and also with some paneer anchovies. Do some mint jus and some mint oil as well.
Mint oil and mint juice. So
also some pom puree to go with that as well.
Pom puree, let me guess, mint as well?
No.
Thank goodness. I can understand the classic combination. Little bit lost when we get to the feta and the anchovy.
It's always had mixed reviews, but I'm quite confident.
It's had mixed reviews, but you're quite confident. That doesn't inspire me, Matt.
I think it is risky doing a take on a British classic with a twist to it, but that's my style. I'm not going to come here and do someone else's style. I've got to be honest with myself.
I don't get the anchovy with lamb and mint. It just doesn't sound right. And if it doesn't sound right, it usually doesn't work. What's worrying is that Matt has said this dish is tried and tested, but has had mixed reviews. So he's trying it out on me. Matt has to nail this dish, because he's really had mixed reviews. Wow, halfway, guys. 30 minutes gone. I like what I'm seeing with Luke. He's a passionate chef, and I can see skills in there. But I think Luke has got to be a little bit careful with his spicing. Maybe his love of spices will be his downfall.
My classic dish was the first dish that I used a lot of spices and went a bit outside the box. And I'll be gutted if I don't do it justice.
Right, Luke, some lovely aromatic flavours wafting around in your little part of the kitchen here.
Yes, chef.
What are you cooking?
I am doing my take on a classic North African dish, tagine.
A tagine?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm hoping it's going to set your taste buds on fire.
Not literally, I hope.
No. I've taken on board the criticism from last round, and I've got to adapt to other people's palates rather than my own.
This is genuinely what you love doing.
This dish can definitely.
Luke is roasting a rack of lamb, which he butchered down himself really well and cleaned the bones nicely. He's using a lot of aromatic spices from North Africa, including the ras al hanout, which can include up to 14 different spices. Luke has used the ras al hanout with a little bit of honey to baste the lamb, and I think that's a great idea, just to add a bit of sweetness and fragrance. He's even making a couscous out of the cauliflower, which is wonderful.
It's all about balancing spices. If I get this right, he'll remember me.
"20 minutes to go." Marcus shone. He really did well. Yes, he can cook, that boy. Just hope he can carry that on.
I've just done this dish for this competition, actually. I practiced it in the kitchen just to see what it tastes like. I've tweaked it. It's taken a lot of work to get it right.
Right, Marcus, what's your classic?
I'm going to do a twist on a beef bourguignon.
I get worried when I hear twist.
No, it's quite classic, but with a few little tweaks, just a little bit different. So I do a little poached beef fillet, classic pomana, and a shallot puree.
What sauce is going with this?
I'm going to do a jus diable. So obviously smoked bacon, cracked black pepper, shallot, sherry vinegar reduced. Then I'm going to use the red wine poaching liquor and reduce that to the sauce.
Jus diable, the devil's jus. So automatically means that it's going to be quite hot. Is this a dish that's tried and tested?
I've tried it once, but you know, what better stage to show it off?
Beef bourguignon is a great French classic. It's normally made from a cheap cut of meat. But he's using a fillet of beef and poaching it and infusing it in red wine and then searing it.
There's a lot that can go wrong with beef fillet. It can overcook. No one likes an overcooked beef fillet. It'll be disastrous.
with that, he's got some wonderful classic combinations of flavours. He's using seps, wild mushrooms, some carrots, serving a pomme anna, which is thin layers of crispy potatoes. Sounds delicious. He's serving a jus diable, which is a devil sauce, so it's quite fiery. It's all flavours that can work together. 5 minutes. Come on, chefs, get it together. This is all still up for grabs. I mean, I think I'm going to get some good dishes. I mean, we've got 4 good chefs here. One minute to go, 60 seconds. Finished.
Marcus has made his version of beef bourguignon with jus diable. It's served with parmesan spinach, onion croquettes, sautéed ceps, shallot puree, a pomme anna, and ginger and thyme glazed carrots.
Beef is beautifully cooked, it's lovely and rare, and the fact that you've poached it first and you have managed to sear it well, it's got a lovely crisp edge to it. So it's got the texture and it's got the full flavour. The crispy onions are really a good idea. I can't say I've come across onions cooked that way before. Braising the onions and then deep frying them like that. The pomme anna, crispy on the outside, lovely and soft on the inside, well seasoned. For me, the letdown on this dish is the sauce. It's not quite reduced enough. It's got that fieriness from the cracked pepper. It's got the devilness in it, which is right, but it's not quite syrupy enough. Nonetheless, there's some very strong, classic skills on show here.
Sauce. And yeah, Michelle had positive comments. He said there's a lot of skill there. I'm happy with what I've done. I just hope he sees enough to, put me through to the next round.
Matt has served his lamb with breaded anchovies and mint tea smoked feta, a pea mint salad, pomme puree, pea puree, and a red wine and mint jus.
I love the colour. I mean, the colours are beautiful, they're vibrant. You can see the white of the plate and it brings the food out. Nice touch. Then we've got moments of madness. Mint leaf, yes, but the stalk, no. The lamb has been beautifully cooked, lovely and crisp on the outside and well seasoned. The peas, again, well seasoned, well cooked, and the odd leaf of mint in there just brings it all together. Works wonderfully. The red wine sauce is a little bit thin, but it's got the right balance of sweetness and sourness to it, and actually works really well with this dish. All of that works. Then for me, we've got mistakes, big mistakes. That anchovy really does not work. Doesn't work with the mint, doesn't work with the pea, doesn't work with the lamb. It clashes with it and clashes badly. The feta cheese, smoked, is very acrid. As soon as you take a tiny piece into your mouth, the rest of the beautiful, delicate flavours on this dish are gone. Gone.
The over smokiness of the feta kind of ruined the dish, but I've got a lot of positive feedback, so all in all I think I might have just done enough to show Michelle that I have got what it takes. I just need to reel it in a little bit, I think.
Lindsay has cooked a fillet of beef topped with a tempura oyster, accompanied with Jerusalem artichoke puree, shallot rings, baby carrots, pickled girole mushrooms, and a red wine jus.
Everything on this plate is beautifully seasoned. The beef is well cooked, it's lovely and rare. It's good. Good cooking, good skills. Red wine sauce is really good. It's got a perfect balance of sweetness to it. Jerusalem artichoke puree is a lovely accompaniment with the beef, but the artichokes were not roasted enough. It's a little bit grainy. It's not as smooth as it should be. The pickled giroles could have been a little bit sharper because of the oyster. The oyster needs a bit of acidity. The surf and turf aspect of this classic is not quite there. The oyster beignet is good, yes, but what's it bringing to this plate? It's almost disjointed. The oyster beignet is almost as an afterthought. It's not showing off the surf and turf to its best effect.
I feel a lot better after he's tasted my classic dish. I've done myself a bit of justice after the past couple of rounds. He said that it all worked well together apart from the oyster, which I can live with that.
Luke's Ras al Hanout lamb is served with a cauliflower apricot couscous, chard courgette, apricot puree, confit grelots, and a harissa jus.
First off, I think it looks great. I really do. Very nice.
Thank you.
Beautiful colours, vibrant, everything's been placed well on the plate. Very light touch for a big fella.
Thanks, Chef.
Good. Okay. Beautiful, sweet, succulent lamb, well roasted, well basted, and it's got a little kick to it, lacking in seasoning though. The onions, well cooked, they're sweet, you've confit them and then grilled them, lacking in seasoning. You get away with it because the sauce is great, is aromatic, and it carries the lamb and it carries the onions. Wonderful. The couscous, made of cauliflower, it's cooked with just a little crunch. Perfect. And the seasoning of that is just right. Told you in the first round, beware of spices. Yeah, they can overpower, they can kill a dish. This has given me faith in Luke, the spice master. If you carry on cooking and using spices like this, I will be a happy diner. That's very good cooking.
I can honestly say I was just stood there with a little lump in my throat. Didn't know how to react, or I was like a little child in there. But yeah, it was good.
Thank you, chefs. I've learnt a lot from the two tests. I've learnt a lot about your level of skills, your palate, and about you. Monica and I are going to sit down and discuss what you have served to us, and sadly one of you will be leaving us. So, thank you.
How'd it go today?
Today was really good. I really enjoyed it, Monica. For me, the two standout chefs today were Marcus and Luke.
There we go. They were, for me, the two that I had on the top.
Luke cooked a tagine kind of roast lamb, and it looked beautiful on the plate. It just had elegance, really, really bang-on flavours, and the use of spice, very clever. For a big guy, he's got a very light touch.
When it came to doing the skills test, he worked methodically, like a chef. I really liked his attitude and his approach.
You and I know that he should go through to the next round.
Without a doubt.
I've definitely got more to show. There's plenty more of the world out there that I haven't spiced up yet.
What really caught me with Marcus on the skills test was he just has that attitude. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to give it my best shot. You know, I'm going to die trying. and he did it.
I like Marcus's style, and he's obviously got the knowledge and got a lot of craft.
He shows a lot of potential and promise, doesn't he?
I think so.
What an experience to come and do. You know, you've cooked for Michelle Jr., you've cooked for Monica, you've cooked for Greg. You know, not many people can say they've done that.
So we definitely agree that Marcus and Luke should go through to the next round. That leaves us with Lindsay and Matt. So how was Matt?
Matt. He was so nervous when it came to doing the skills test. I really was not impressed.
For my classic recipe test, he didn't know how to make a choux pastry, and he ended up with cheesy pancakes. But the cheesy pancakes actually tasted rather nice. Now, you're shaking your head there, I know, but it was good. Matt's classic dish was to take lamb with flavours of mint. To that he added feta cheese smoked with peppermint tea. Yes.
Wow.
Complete misjudgment of flavours. But it looked so elegant and classy.
I feel like I might have pulled it back after my bad start. The fact that Michelle and Monica are going to be judging me. Hopefully Michelle has seen something today.
How did Lindsay do in the skills test?
Lindsay walked in and said she hadn't been in pastry for a very long time and couldn't remember how to make a tuile.
Lindsay tried choux pastry twice. It didn't work, so she didn't serve it, which was a disappointment. Lindsay wanted to showcase surf and turf, but I asked her about this particular dish, and her answer was that she'd never done this before. No, it should be tried and tested.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've done enough to stay. I really don't. It's so hard to judge it.
Which one of those two has the most potential?
The chef that is leaving us today is Lindsay.
I feel proud that I'm here in the first place, that I've got this far. And obviously I'll take things away from what I've learned on MasterChef, and that will help me along in my career as well.
Well done, guys.
I feel over the moon at the minute. Because I was so sure it was going to be myself after having such a bad start. I didn't think there was any coming back from that.
It was a great achievement just getting in, but getting to the quarter-final is brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
It feels good. I'm proud of myself. You know, I worked hard today, but I won't sit back and relax now. Work even harder now to get to the next stage.